We all know about expectation, right? It's that spark, that magical elixir we're told to cultivate if we want to succeed. We're taught to hold on to it really tight, to use it to bring our goals to life. But what if there's a hidden cost to this supposedly powerful tool?
I want you to think about this for a second. What if that positive expectation we're all encouraged to build up is actually a weight? A kind of silent pressure that's shaping our reality without us even knowing it. Stick with me here because getting this one distinction could totally change how you move through your day-to-day life.
Just think back for a moment. We were all taught to harness the power of positive thinking, weren't we? To believe in yourself, to picture the win. It was always framed as this kind of promise we make to ourselves. If you just expect it, it's going to happen.
But there's always a catch, isn't there? We're also told, hey, be realistic. Lower your expectations so you don't get hurt. And look, it's well-meaning advice, but here's the trap. While we're trying to shield ourselves from disappointment, we might actually be building a wall that blocks out pure, unbridled joy.
So, this brings us to a really different way of looking at all of this. I want you to forget about expectations as just these abstract thoughts floating around in your head. What if they're tangible? What if they are real, felt experiences in our bodies that literally build the architecture of our physical reality?
Just look at the difference here. On the one hand, you've got the old idea. Expectation is just a thought bubble, something passive that you think. But on the other hand, we have this big paradigm shift. Expectation becomes an active, physical response in your body. It's the huge leap from just thinking something to actually feeling it in your bones.
And what's wild is that science is actually showing us how this works. Our expectations literally prime our brains. They tell them what to look for and what to ignore. It's why the placebo effect is so incredibly powerful. Believing you'll get better can cause your body to release its own natural painkillers. But there's a flip side. When an expectation gets rigid, when it becomes a demand instead of a hope, it kicks our stress response into high gear, flooding our bodies with cortisol. This isn't just a state of mind, it's happening at a cellular level.
Okay, so that's the theory, but let's make this feel real. I want to share a quick story that I think perfectly captures how this tension feels in a situation we've probably all been in. So picture this. Let's call her Sarah. She's just walked out of a job interview. And it went great. She's feeling hopeful, expectant. She's just waiting by the phone for that one call that could change everything for her. But as the hours turn into days, that bright, shiny hope starts to curdle a little bit. A familiar knot starts to tighten in her stomach. You know that feeling, right? It's not just in her head anymore, it's a physical tension, a tightness in her chest. Her body is literally clenching, physically holding on to the outcome she wants so badly. And this right here is the absolute key. Her body is holding what her mind is hoping for. Her nervous system is stuck in this holding pattern, pumping out energy for a future that might not even arrive. It's like her entire body is holding its breath, just waiting for the signal that it's okay to finally exhale. That tension she feels, that's the physical price of a rigid expectation. So, if that rigid expectation creates all this tension, what's the alternative? It's not about just giving up hope altogether, not at all. It's about making a gentle pivot from rigidity to openness, from demanding one specific outcome to simply inviting in possibility. This slide just lays out the difference perfectly. On the one side, you have that rigid expectation. It says, this must happen, and it has to happen this way. It's a demand. But on the other side, you have hope. Hope is flexible, it's open. It says, you know what, I trust that good things are possible. Do you feel that shift? Hope leaves room for surprise, for possibilities you couldn't have even imagined, without that crushing weight of a single required outcome. I absolutely love how Alida Diosa, the author of our source material, puts it. She says, healthy expectations remain flexible and supportive, creating space for possibility while accepting uncertainty. That's the whole secret right there. It's not about having zero expectations, it's about holding them lightly, like with an open hand instead of a clenched fist. So this whole exploration isn't about giving you a 5-step plan to fix your expectations. Honestly, it's more of an invitation. Just a simple invitation to become aware of how this all feels in your own body, in your own life. And so I'll leave you with this. The next time you feel that knot of tension, that physical weight of waiting for something specific to happen, just try getting curious for a moment. Ask yourself, what would it feel like to just soften this a little bit? To open up to other good things happening? You don't even have to do anything. Just notice what changes.
If this exploration stirred something you'd like to explore more personally, you can find a link in the description to learn about a first trauma release session.